Hey, Cactus crew. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Bill. Welcome to my channel. I hope you stick around. Replay crew, timestamps are in the description. In this live, I'll be reacting to another one of Katie Joy's TikToks from last weekend. Like I said, she was on all weekend last weekend. And I'm predicting she will probably do the same this weekend. But yeah, this one is where she talks about CHRISLEY and TATI and 7M and how she's winning all her lawsuits because she doesn't do anything wrong and they have no evidence, even though she supplies all the evidence in her videos that are spreading defaming information on everyone because that's all she's got. She doesn't have a source. The only time she has a source is never. Yeah, so we're going down that track. Katie's narrative is obviously not the truth. So I'm going to be bringing the truth to the table, and with that, I'm bringing all my links, all my videos that I've done over the previous years of covering Katie, because she brings up 5 years, and then I'm like, whoa, it has been 5 years for everyone. On repeat. So repeat behavior over and over and over, never learning because she doesn't do anything wrong. So then she doesn't learn from her mistakes. So then she doesn't grow. So then she doesn't evolve as a person. This is why she's still teenage mentality at school, mean girl central. And that has a lot to do with her other issues. But yeah. I forgot. I really threw myself off when I said her other issues because then my mind started listing them all. We don't have time in the intro. We are here for bullet points, and that's all. Yeah, so check out my videos. They're linked in the description box. And then after this live, I'll put them in the pinned comment. And when I say there's a lot, there's a lot. Okay, because I have a lot of words, and then there's a lot of videos now that really do back up. And I really encourage you to go and watch them because everything is my own opinion, and I have really strong opinions, and my videos back them up. And what are in my videos? Katie's like evidence that she has supplied herself in video form. YouTube has to be her end. There's no other mirror that is shining bright enough. But yeah, I'm bringing all that proof over for you to have a look at, Katie, in your own time. Yeah, just a reminder that I upload shorts on my YouTube channel weekly, like about 10 a week. You can follow me on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Oh, I said them out of order and then I didn't know which one was called what. Yeah, TikTok is actually going well now after I have cleared Katie's problem that she had with me, striking me down with all her power, because that's all she's got, to strike the truth like GYPSY does. But then I just had to tell TikTok, these aren't my words. I'm sharing awareness. This is someone else's words. And then they're like, oh, okay, you're not the bully. No, I'm not. Katie is. Yeah, give this video a like, share it, comment below, replay crew. I'll catch you in the comments. And yeah, consider subscribing. Let's just get into it. Everything's my own opinion, yada, yada, yada. Oh, I'm here for it. Are you? Oh, thank God I'm here for it. Thank God you're here because I couldn't do this alone. And I forgot to turn my mic on. Hello, everyone. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone in chat. Oh, God, let's just get into it. I was going to do other things, like not just this video. But then I was like, why drag it on? You know, why drag the bullshit on? Let's just stick to one topic and then we can, yeah, next week we'll have to. But I'm just going to tread some water and say hi to everyone in chat while, you know, does that little connection thing with YouTube instead of sitting here going, am I live? Am I live yet? Am I live? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what Katie does. God, it pisses me off because all my videos, I just like reply, no, no. Hey, Ginger. Hey, Ruth. Michelle. Cactus high five. Oh, guys, sorry I'm late. Oh, Emmy. Yes, the carousel from hell. Have you got your clown mask on? This is... It's not even a freak show because freak shows are interesting. Like, I'm obsessed kind of with freak shows, but not like, you know, from the ethical point of view in today's standards, obsessed. I can't imagine living in those times, but yes. Oh, Ginger, I've had like Katie is the reason I have dedicated more time to my TikTok because Katie has struck my channel, this YouTube channel, twice in June and July. So, and they are on my account for 90 days. And I did an appeal, but like it's trickling. It's pending because I also opened an investigation into like Katie misusing the terms of service. So there's an internal investigation going on. So I think that's why my appeal is like just not going through because they're like looking at that first. That's how I've put it because I'm like, how can you just leave me hanging? And then, you know, so I am I've only got one balloon, Mario Kart battle mode. I've already lost 2 and I'm just driving around like risking my life. Risking my life for this though, risking my life for the truth. And the truth, oh, now I've got a list. But like I'm prepared, you know, when she struck my channel and I decided I wanted to keep going on this channel and not go to my backup, which is at It's Crystal Bill. If you want to follow me on my backup, you should, just in case I disappear and you're like, what happened? But it's okay because I've prepared. I've moved all my videos. Yes, Katie, you made me move my stuff. And then I'm so grateful, really, Katie, for you pushing me out of my comfort zone. I, you know, I spent way too long just on YouTube. I needed to spread my cactus arms, get out there, get a bit prickly, you know, get amongst them all. And yeah, so I moved all my stuff to TikTok and I'd love you guys to come follow me because it's really where I can get the most eyes on my videos. If you guys can share them and stuff, like we'll talk about it later. I kind of want to be in cactus mission mode or cactus battle mode, but like mission mode because there's not much battle when it's like us against Katie because she's a leaf. That's not being mean. That's flip floppy. No back, no spine, stand for nothing, easily manipulated, used by everyone. And I think that's really what ticked her off last week before she went and did like, what, 18 hours of streaming, can't do enough on TikTok, got to jump over to Instagram. I covered those on Wednesday, so I'll link that video down below. But yeah, I think what started it was when I posted this little clip about how she's been used by everyone because she's so desperate to be needed, and all you got to do is butter her up and make her feel like she's your best friend, like and then yeah, she's easily used. So I'll just play it. It's only a short clip, it's only like 30 seconds, and then we'll listen to Katie because she goes through it all. Hang on. Westbrook. Then the Wilking family. Melanie Wilking used you to smear Robert Shin and 7M. Now, well, Clark Swanson used you to smear TATI Westbrook. Then the Wilking family. Melanie Wilking used you to smear Robert Shin and 7M. Now, well, over the past 5 years, GYPSY and KRISTY Blanchard have used you to smear Fancy MACELLI online to make sure that the truth never comes out because that's what Fancy saw, the truth. And
venue. They needed to sue me in Minnesota right before they were going to sue me.
And now we are just going to jump straight into Katie's TikTok live from August 23. Also, guys, I am 13 hours ahead of Katie, so, you know, the dates are going to be off. But, you know, I'm in the vicinity. But, yeah, hang on. I'm just trying to think, what button do I need to press? This one? And captions, oh, that was it, the safety net, because that's what I rely on. I turn my ears off if anyone else is in the same boat. Captions for life.
TATI sued me.
Why is it doubling up? Are you doubling up on yourself because you don't hear it the first time? Okay, we are here, Katie. We're here, everyone here. I think she's got the chat off anyway.
In, I think, 2021 or 2022, I can't remember. 21 maybe. And he was suing me ahead of his criminal trial for big fraud, wire fraud, tax evasion, the like. Todd had gotten embroiled in a scheme where he defrauded banks, and he actually caused numerous small banks. Todd Chrisley sued me in, I think, 2021 or 2022. I can't remember. 21 maybe. And he was suing me ahead of his criminal trial for big fraud, wire fraud, tax evasion, the like. Todd had gotten embroiled in a scheme where he defrauded banks, and he actually caused numerous small banks, community banks, to fail in the state of Georgia. And as a result of his scheme, he defrauded over $17 million some dollars from community banks based on fraudulent paperwork. And he took loans out based on fraudulent paperwork. He also defrauded the government from taxes. So ahead of his trial, he wanted to get his daughter, Lindsay, to not testify against him. And Lindsay had been speaking to me for a couple of years, providing me details about what was going on. And Todd wanted the communications between me and Lindsay. He also wanted Lindsay to flip and testify for him and not be a witness for the government. I felt like throughout the process, he was doing this out of witness intimidation. I felt like he was threatening her, trying to get her to see things his way, make her feel scared. And throughout that process, we actually had to speak with the FBI and the attorneys that were handling his case. And we ended up countersuing him because he decided that he was going to go on his podcast and call me an abuser. He accused me on a podcast of having Munchausen's by proxy. He spoke about my minor child. He accused me of crimes I did not commit. And so we countersued him.
Before you carry on, I was just going to correct you on best friends with Lindsay, because that's a lot of, you know, let's just get the video, my video that just proves. And it talks about Katie. This is Katie on John Yates. Whenever it was, I've lost track. Is it this year or last year? It's got to be this year. It can't be that long. Feels like so much longer. But John Yates the second time, not the first time, not 2020. So
it has now come out that what I was saying was true.
I hate how
that this individual
starts. There's got to be something in my settings that I've got to look for, but I never feel like hunting. What was I saying? Yeah, so this is from CHRISLEY Confessions. I'll link my videos down below. I'll link like all the like TATI playlist, the CHRISLEY playlist, and the 7M one, so we can all catch up. But okay, so okay, I'm just going to play it and then we can talk.
It has now come out that what I was saying was true. That this individual did go to Chase and say she was going to sell this supposed tape to TMZ if Lindsay did not talk to her.
Holy
She what? Katie went to Lindsay's brother and said that she was going to sell the supposed tape. She's just making up and stirring. And what was this before the Amber audio tapes, because that's when she learnt that she can't sell other people's property. She tried to sell through Matt. Matt gave her contact at TMZ, Matt Bayer.
It has now come. And yet she wants to get on her channel and cry. She wants to say she's being stalked and harassed. This woman has created notoriety in her own mind. Nobody gives a shit about Katie Joy Paulson. No one cares about this woman. This woman is a non-entity. She's non-existing. She only exists in the realm of the 47,000 followers that she has on Instagram. That if when I start posting my stuff, let's watch the numbers decline when I tag all of her followers in these, so that they know what this woman has done to so many people, lying, trying to monetize her social media so she can get paid for the lies that she tells. And yet she wants to get on her channel and cry. She wants to say she's.
There's a lot in her and his background that is so complicated that she's never talked about, and I will never say it because it's not my place.
Okay, I respect that.
She, unfortunately, he's a narcissist, a malignant narcissist, megalomaniac. He's vindictive and he's cruel. And the federal government said that he succeeded in witness tampering, and I was a part of that. And that's what happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we met with the FBI. We met with the prosecutors, my attorneys. We had meetings with the actual people that were.
Oh, wait for it. Here comes the kicker. This is what we're waiting for.
Is the people that were like doing the trial, like whoever the prosecutor was. My attorney met with them.
Last week, I will share screenshots and stories. The tape was being discussed yet again by a YouTuber that I have repeatedly asked to stop reporting on it. There's facts that surround this that no one publicly knows, and for anyone to continue to report on something without all of the information is reckless and a threat to my mental and emotional health.
There's a lot in her and his background that is so complicated that she's never talked about, and I will never say it because it's not my place.
Okay, I respect that.
She
Yeah. So every time Katie brings up that she is friends with Lindsay, know that
Jeffree
she's
Star.
not. That Lindsay has said on Coffee Convos that she's a stalker, that she won't leave them alone, that she's creating this narrative that doesn't exist to really. My theory is, with the whole witness tampering thing that she admitted to on John Yates, because she was delusional in her head that she was best friends with Lindsay, like she went to the extremes of starting lives where she's like, I just got off the phone, like literally, or like someone would call her and she's like, oh, it's Lindsay calling me. It's really fucking Toad or someone, you know. It's the length she goes to be credible, to I have a source. No, you don't. You don't have a source. And she caused havoc on the CHRISLEY'S. And like, yeah, so my theory is that when Todd started exposing her, like on the podcast and all that, she must have like contacted that Waits guy. What was his name? He was the accountant. But yeah, like, or something. Yeah, she must have reported Todd for witness tampering to say that he was like talking to Lindsay to get her to swap sides because now she's now she's believing everything that her dad's saying, but before she was believing everything that Katie was putting out and spreading and lies. She was believing that like Todd was gonna like exploit her for the sex tape and all that, because Katie just took her. She just totally misunderstood the whole Dr. Phil interview. It's all in the playlist that I've covered, Katie, and she even goes over her articles that she wrote about the CHRISLEY'S, and you know, if you've got not like, it's really a smear campaign. It's really a smear campaign, the way she went at him. And then I'll find the clip while we go back and watch this, but she talks about when she's on the Smoking Nun with Kyle Curtis, another person she should never have believed. You know, another person that just buttered her up, made her feel like best buddy, and she believed everything, even though, yeah. That's another, you know, that is so long ago. When she was on that, she spoke about how she goes after big channels with lots of viewers, with millions of viewers, because then she gets attention on her small little channel. So that's what basically she was doing with all these people. Like, why you know, let's just get on with it. Let's just get on with it. Has anyone watched Tati's video, the one with the foundation, where she goes through the best foundation and that? I feel like she's jabbing at Katie. I'll get into it later.
And some of her fallout with her business, Halo Beauty. And eventually we got to a point after I won a motion to dismiss in the state of Washington. So they sued me in the wrong venue. They needed to sue me in Minnesota. Right before they were going to sue me, we had already drafted a countersuit for them. And so it was basically like, if she sues me, I'm suing her. So we decided to meet and do a mediation, and both sides agreed that no defamation occurred, no damages were awarded, no harm was taken. Tati's attorney put out a statement and said that Katie did not defame Tati, Michael Saltz. We had to deal with some interference in the lawsuit where both sides were getting sent threats and
Yeah, that's the only reason Tati dropped the lawsuit, that she didn't pursue Katie any further, because of the bullshit, the head fuck that went on with all of her troll family, her sock accounts. They all came out to play. These sock accounts were even included in this lawsuit, in her Tati lawsuit, her name plus 100 afterwards. And Saltsy explained that that's all her aliases all over different social medias. Because in my opinion, my initial thoughts when I first came across Katie was that she is Angela Wisselman. And if you know who that is just by the name, you're a fucking legend, because Angela Wesselman, is it Wesselman or Wiseman? Oh, it's been a while since I've watched the Catfish movie, the original movie. She's the lady that, you know, created a life online that she didn't have. She also had 2 disabled children, severely disabled children. So she created the life that she wished she had instead of what was outside of her, you know, computer room door, her reality. And that's exactly what Katie's done. And like, this lady created a family, and like her daughter and her daughter, like her niece, and she was all of those people. And then she created like her family and her like friend's boyfriend and all this, and she was all those people. And it's just crazy. But that's what Katie, the length she would go to control the fucking narrative. If one word I could erase, even though I've studied literature, narrative would be the word.
being harassed. The FBI actually had to get involved in that. That actually got resolved. Tati's lawsuit with her business partner recently settled. I, as a part of the settlement agreement, testified in a deposition. I was candid and fair on both sides. And that was, we felt, beneficial for them, because we felt like, based upon my testimony, the 2 sides would be able to find a settlement. We were hopeful that it would not have to go to trial after the testimony I provided. And thankfully, the 2 sides were able to come to a settlement, and they settled, I think, 2 weeks ago. The deposition is not public record and not for public consumption, and the case never went to trial. So there's no hate for Tati. I'm actually very glad that she and her business partner came to an agreement that works for both sides. I don't know the detail of their settlement.
Oh my God, shut up. You were part of the problem. You were the one, like Clark Swanson shopped around. You weren't his first choice. You probably just popped up in your, you know, how you advertise your stupid fucking videos with your stupid fucking thumbnails. When he was checking out, oh, I really should check out what this channel's called and correct myself so I don't have this guessing game all the time. Wildflower tea. I want to say wildflower tea, but then I swear there was some kind of corner, but it might be mixing two channels together. Anyway, hit her up first and she was like, I'm too smart. I mean, I have a working brain that is not drowning in the alcohol I consume every day and the pills I pop every day. So yeah, but Katie's so desperate. And if someone is feeding her hate boner, she's all for it. That's a fucking party she wants to be involved in. Like, give her all the info. You are now her source. But even if the info is incorrect, she doesn't understand. A source for what? A source for defamation?
I wish them nothing but the best. And the biggest allegation that I was accused of was that I said that James Westbrook murdered his mom, and I never said that. His sister actually made that accusation in a lawsuit against him, and I was reporting off of a lawsuit that was an allegation she made, but she never once said that he murdered her. Never at all. She said that their mom was sick on life support, and he was asked to take the mother off life support. That's not murdering a mom. Okay. So,
you know, different wording, but basically the same thing. I love how you just tiptoe around the specifics or you leave out certain information. Like you tweeted that without any, like you said that it's fact. There's no go about this. This is what happened. This is what he did. And this is why he did it. Because he's selfish and he's a narcissist. No, that's you. Stop it, Paulson. Stop it. Put your finger down. Don't point it at me. God, I'm not a narcissist. Fuck. I got way too much feeling in my being to be a narcissist, like cold and shit. I was just going to say, thank God, Susie, you watched the TATI one. The top, she gave a few jabs. The top, off the shoulder top, and then not too much powder because you don't want to dry out your skin and become all cakey and like, you know, and that's what Katie does. She talks about, you know, pouring NARS powder all over her face. That's what she does. Like, I'm not being dramatic. I'm not exaggerating. She has a shower in it.
Oh, they agreed that came from a lawsuit, not from me. And so there we go. So in the case of Tati and with Todd, it was because there was mutual sides on both sides where both sides were going to sue the other or were suing the other. And often when there's countersuits and multiple lawsuits, they most often end up in settlements. And settlements do not mean that you've done anything wrong or that you have any guilt or any part of it.
Wow, that's your sociopath way to say it, isn't it? Katie, that's you telling yourself, I've done nothing wrong. I have no need to feel guilt or shame. I've caused no emotional distress on anyone. I haven't affected anyone's business with my words. I'm just a tiny platform. What have I done? I'm a special needs mum. Come on, as if I'm that evil. But Katie, I gave your voice way too much. I can't do the monotone. I can't, because I speak from my heart and you don't have one. But I was going to say, Katie, you weren't going to countersue Tati. You didn't have any fucking money. The internet doesn't lie. I'll link it below where you were crying. I should have had all the money for my son. Instead, I've spent it on my lawyer. And then even after you settled with Tati, you still owed Michael Brown money for months. I mean, 8 months later, maybe a year later, you settled your debt with him. Yeah, so let's not talk like you are, you know, walking around with the big money and power. You don't have any of that. And you don't have the credibility or, you know, what do you stand on? Legs. That's it. You don't have the legs to go the distance. I can't wait till you just a distant memory.
So my biggest mistake in some of those earlier cases was settling, though, because the fact that I did settle kind of opened up this Pandora's box where anyone felt like they could sue me, and I would just settle and then they could silence me. So when Robert Shin made the decision to sue me, we decided to take a different approach. Rather than settling with him and being silenced by an NDA and a non-disclosure, I decided I was going to fight all the way to the end, no matter how much.
You are so dumb. You're talking yourself up like you actually have a safety net of what? Credibility. What was the other one? Oh yeah, like insurance. You tried to play the journalistic privilege card, and then the judge looked at your work that you presented as a journalist, and it showed you following no journalistic code of practice or anything, no media ethics, nothing. Your work reflected tabloids because the Sun is all you've ever come across. My God, it's not like you are, well, even, yeah, Katie, your mind is too narrow to even write about shit. But anyway, I was going to say something else before I went off track and started talking about how you aren't anyone. Like 7M learnt from Tati's lawsuit. You can tell. Like, you can tell Amber's gone over her past lawsuits, the way they're playing the game. They aren't fucking around. They're like, Katie, they know that Katie has not learnt anything from Tati's lawsuit. She has repeated the same behavior over and over. And on my Instagram, we'll go to it in a bit, but basically it shows what she did to Tati is exactly what she did to 7M, Robert Shin, Miranda, or that. Exactly the same. And the extreme daily posts over and over, the hyper focus, the obsession to slander, to get her point across, even though it's fucking wrong. And she's just so uncultured. She's just looks like a fool every time. But yeah, 7M fully took from Tati's lawsuit and go, we're not going to file in the wrong city or the wrong state, straight to Minnesota, everything. And they have, well, Katie's the one that's fucking slowing up the case. She was delaying the case on purpose, waiting for the Netflix documentary to come out. But that she was thinking that's all the proof anyone needs. No, that's you sharing that. You were already being sued for sharing that information. How careless can you be with your fucking career? How much does it mean to you to be infamous? Because that's what's going to happen, Katie. You shared information that you were already being sued for with Netflix production. That was made into a documentary. Don't you see? You could end up being sued because you were the fact checker. You were the archival consultant. They put that on you so that you will fall for it, not them when shit hits the fan, when 7M sues them and says that's all defamation. It's going to fall back on you, Katie, because you were the fact checker and you're the archival consultant. I mean, God, let's just have a look at your press tour that you did. The only one on the press tour. No one else was talking, but you were there. Spotlight, central. And that's when KRISTY backed the fuck off. She was like, get away from that fucking fool. What a fool.
It cost because I wasn't going to set a precedent that anyone could sue me and I would just bend over for them, especially if I knew what I was reporting on was true. In the case of Robert Shin, there has never been once an offer of a settlement by me to them. They have never asked to settle with us. There has never been, ever. We have asked them more than once to dismiss their case and withdraw their case because they have no grounds. They have fought that over and over and over again, and we will never been, ever. been once an offer of a settlement by me to them. They have never asked to settle with us. There has never been, ever. We have asked.
Why the fuck would they, you idiot? They have more, like, they're suing you. There's a reason you've tried to settle. There's a reason you've tried to motion to dismiss, all your usual things, delaying it, getting the dates wrong, messing it up. Nothing is working. They're going to court. They're going to end your career because you are stupid enough not to have learnt from Tati's lawsuit 4 years ago. And Katie, if you can't learn from that, from what you went through, and you want to spew this your own fucking narrative, you are a danger, and you are proving that. Even when you were obsessing over your whole gypsy thing, having your tanties and that, 7M are watching you. They've been watching you since 2022, March 22. They have all your, everything, all your lives, all your videos. How you cover other people helps their case. How you won't shut up helps their case. You have even recently in the Wednesday live, you were relaying information that happened with the depositions in your case, even though there's a protective order about sharing details in your case. Why do you think you're above the law? I'll tell you. Because you've got no impulse control. You seriously are. You need to stop drinking, Katie. You need to get sober. You need to come into reality because you aren't living in reality. In your world, you're winning. In our world, wow. You know, you might need to sell your house, bankruptcy. There could be a lot going on. Intervention. Let's get some hair strand tests going on. Let's get Katie in the courtroom so the judge can look at what she's neglecting and what she's prioritizing. Hey, Katie? Yeah, not everyone can swallow your bulldang and just call it a happy day. Not me. I mean, God, sniff alert. But yes, Robert Shin is going the distance. Let's get that on a shirt and we'll put cake on the back because Katie had her cake and I ate it too. No, is that right? Is that right? I don't know. It doesn't sound right. I'll just hope for the best. Oh, yeah, the courts are taking way too long. And yeah, Mimi, I saw your comment before. Oh, it's probably all the way up. I'll find it. But let's just continue. We're not getting, I mean, we're only 6 minutes in. How?
Them more than once to dismiss their case and withdraw their case because they have no grounds. They have fought that over and over and over again, and we will fully be vindicated when the summary judgment that we file in November is approved by the court. Okay. I have not been sued 8 times.
Okay. I know we're not getting very far, but she said that exact same thing, and I'll pull it up. I'll get the video now. The day before Tati sued her, they're never going to sue me, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day they sued her. And then that live where, yeah, well, maybe we should. I'll link it all below, but I'm going to go find it anyway because I need the visual. This is what? I've got nothing to look at except the Cactus crew. No. Just a lot of green. Okay, here we go. We're going back to words. Just give me a little peek, Katie. Just a little, winky wink or something.
For defamation, I've been sued 3 times in a court of law. 3 times. And then one guy did a pocket service, but he didn't have the money to file it in court. So it didn't go anywhere. Nothing happened. And I countersued him. Nothing happened. So really.
Jilly Juice as well, but she couldn't afford to go any further.
I've only been sued 3 times in court. That's it. Anyone can file a lawsuit against anyone for any reason, and that doesn't mean you actually did anything wrong. Okay, so I just want you to understand how lawsuits work. And I would just heed anyone that is on YouTube or as a content creator to not encourage people to do frivolous litigation, not to tell people they should sue There's a really important thing that we all have, and that's something called freedom of speech. And I am someone that firmly believes that everyone should have a right to say what they want, regardless of if it hurts my feelings or not. And so if someone wants to talk about me and spread untruths about me, I'm not going to fight back on all the rumors. I'm also not going to respond to rumors about me. I'm not going to respond to trolls, and I'm not going to respond to hate. I hope all of that.
Well, it's about fucking time. The videos we make are not for you. I'm not doing this for you. Okay? I don't want you to react because I don't care. Okay? So, thanks for that, even though that's not true. This is your I am changed person. I now only report on unicorns and rainbows. Whatever. Fuck, she's such a leaf. Your freedom of speech does not cover defamation. Freedom of speech as a journalist is a right that you violate every fucking day. You throw people under the bus, you smear them, you dox them, you dig up shit on their husbands, you make everyone, believe that they are worse off than you. I gotta tell everyone that they are the bad ones, not you, Katie. Oh, okay. I just noticed the chat's back on. Yay, I have something to look at other than Cactus Creek. No, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. It's Friday night. I'm loose.
I think I turned back on comments. Did I turn back on comments? Hello. Nobody cares, says Carrie. Okay, Carrie. I'm going to mute you. Goodbye.
Fucking
Okay.
insecure.
If you're in my comments saying who cares, you obviously care. Dramageddon was a time for sure. Yes, it was.
Katie, by pointing it out and blocking that person, you care way too much. Your whole life depends on what the public think of you. What a sad fucking crazy world you live in. Because the rest of us, that are over 40, because Katie's turning 46 in November. Yes. I know we should have had a guessing game. But yeah, 46 and still giving a fuck what other people think about. What a torturous world. What a torturous mind she lives in. The rest of us don't care, Katie. Are you there?
Katie Parker, you are lucky I haven't sued you, and you are lucky I haven't filed a harassment order against you, and you're not the victim. So Katie Parker, you are blocked. Katie Parker, stop stalking people. Stop contacting my sources. Stop reporting me to places. Stop encouraging harassment of me, Katie Parker. I did threaten to sue Katie Parker 100% because Katie Parker of Down the Rabbit Hole at Bedtime has been defaming me and has been spreading malicious content about me for years. Katie Parker has reached out to my contacts and told them not to speak to me. She's harassed nonprofits that I've donated to. She has contacted people that are victims of crimes and tried to instigate them to say hateful things about me, not considering the victims, stirring up drama, reaching out to people I speak to and telling them, you shouldn't work with her, you should work with me. Katie's dangerous. Katie Parker has falsely accused me of having a employee harass her, which never happened. Katie Parker, the reason why I threatened to sue you is because you were fundraising a GoFundMe claiming that I had an employee harassing you that I didn't have harassing anyone because I don't have any employees. So you're not the victim. You're not the victim. No matter how many times you want to say you're the victim, you're not the victim. I've told you repeatedly to move on with your life, to find content that keeps you fulfilled.
Why is it a competition of who's the victim and who's not? Because it's Katie Joy's pity party and no one else gets to say, but Katie sued me. She's been threatening to sue or did sue. I haven't kept up. Hasn't gone through, but yeah, Renelle and Down the Rabbit Hole, who's Katie. I know everyone's called Katie. And it came up Katie Barker and I was like, oh, it's not. It's Parker, like Superman. Is that it? Yeah, Peter Parker? No, hang on. Spider-Man. Yes. That was the last time I saw anything at the cinema. No, it wasn't because, no, it was. Okay, let's continue. Hang on, what's that? Oh, hey, Captain. Yeah, not quite. Her husband is 50 something. He's 8 years older. So he'd be 54 this year. He looks way older. He looks like a 70-year-old man, but that's what having issues in substance does to you, ages you.
She's like, you're lying. You say you're not going to sue people. I would have. So I will sue her if she needs me to. I mean, do you want me to file a lawsuit against you, Katie? Like, I don't contact Katie's sources. I don't contact the nursing board. I don't go real life in Katie's life. I don't contact her employer. I don't contact her family. But these are the kinds of things that Katie does to me. So ask yourself, if you had another creator that was competing for your same pool of subscribers that was directly trying to interfere in your business and was in Facebook groups talking about reporting you to CPS, contacting, holding out help and telling them not to let me donate to them, harassing victims of polygamy and victims of sex trafficking.
Fuck,
It's just creepy, Katie.
Like, how threatened are you by other people? Because everyone is a content creator but you. You're a copy and paste. Nothing creative comes out of you. Gosh, you say you're an advocate, but your intro screams tea. You say that you fight for victims, but your intro screams tea. You say that you're an advocate, a journalist, but your intro says tea. Make that make sense. Oh, Paulson, make that make sense. I can't wait for my Christmas album this year. It's just going to be one track.
I'm not going to contact the nursing board about her. What I said about Katie was that she used her nursing license to contact a therapist of someone to try to get mental health records of someone that she had no business getting. And then she openly flaunted that and bragged about it in a Facebook group about this person and how she used her nursing license to do that. That's actually abusing your rights as a nurse. Never once did I say I was going to report you to the nursing bar. I said the behavior was wrong. Contacting somebody else's therapist and trying to flout that you have a nursing license to seek information about someone who isn't someone that you know, isn't a relative and isn't related to you is wrong, Katie. And you bragged about it.
That never happened. That never happened. Because, Katie, unlike you, down the rabbit, I'm going to have to do, because there's two different Katies. So I'm like, how are we going to do this? KJ, unlike you, down the rabbit hole has actually gone and got training and education to be in the position that she is. So with that, she has learned ethics and morals and values and what is acceptable in the, like how she could lose her license. With, unlike you, Katie, where you're so careless, you don't care about losing your career. Other people aren't that careless. And especially nurses, fuck, they're the most selfless people in the fucking world. Imagine you, imagine Katie as a patient. Oh my God. Imagine sharing a room with Katie. Oh, yep. Katie, it's not looking good on your side of the hospital bed.
In comments, doing it. You just don't like to hear or be called out on your behavior. Katie has made videos about me where she has called me an existential threat. She has said that I am trying to silence her and I'm trying to hurt her because I'm harassing her through somebody that isn't my employee. If you don't want to get called out, don't do that behavior. Don't harass people.
Don't do that. I got my pulse and finger up and I said, don't do that. You have to listen to me and take advice from me. Okay, only me. I control the internet. Katie, am I doing monotone okay? No, I'm not. Am I? Too much emphasis in there, too much passion. Katie, shut up. Like, you look like a teenager. You're the one that is affected. You're the one that is on a live going over shit, exaggerating stuff, making up lies, trying to taint Katie Parker, like how people see her. Because you've got, such a shitty view on your life. Yes, Google says it too.
I don't want anyone to say she should lose her license. That's not what I'm.
Then why would you say that on a live? Like, you are on a public platform broadcasting something that is not true, stating it as fact. She could lose her license over that. Because of what? You had a grudge and you wanted to end someone, you wanted to remove them as your competition because your work is not good enough to stand for itself? Because all you do is sit down?
Aiming for. I'm saying it's wrong that she did that.
Well, it's careless reporting, Katie. Fuck.
And it's wrong that she's harassing a poor woman by doing that.
Well, you're
Is that me
harassing
yelling in
her.
the background?
Fuck me dead,
Yep.
self-defense.
I don't want to go after Katie. I've told Katie I'd like her to just make her content and just do your thing and leave me alone.
What are you
Okay.
doing? No? Fucking work both ways, bitch.
Someone needs to give Katie a crystal ball. It's kind of the same thing that I don't want to go after Fancy. Even though I heard Fancy calling me all kinds of atrocious names today. I was like, I'm not going to go after Fancy. I'm not going to go after anyone.
You've been going after Fancy for
You
fucking
went
5
after
years.
Fancy for fucking 5 years. And then you're mad that she's not your best friend now that you're on her side? She's laughing in your face like everyone else is. You're the only person that can't see. You've been used publicly. And it wasn't until like someone commented on one of my videos. I don't know why I've never thought of this, but was KRISTY paying Katie to keep her around? And is that where Katie learnt to pay uni to get him to you know, whatever I tell you, you've got to like regurgitate because this is the narrative? I think so. Maybe she doesn't learn by court cases. She learns by behavior, but then her own behavior is all she's got. So we're just going round and round. I don't know. I'm just talking shit. I've really got to press play. How much? Okay. How much is all this? This is just distracting for anyone with ADHD.
I think Katie was also saying that I'm like into child pornography too. I think Katie's part of that weird delusional group. Do you know there's a delusional group of people that live on the internet and Twitter that think that I'm in the black market distributing child pornography? It's the weirdest.
Because you wanted people to believe that you were credible in the JD case. You wanted people to believe that you knew exactly what he was watching. So you wanted people to believe that you had watched what was on his computer. And that's fucking disgusting, because if you did, there's no way that you would not be getting tracked by the FBI. There's no way that you would be allowed to continue. In my opinion, you're just seeing clips that are out there because you went searching for it. Because if you do go searching for it, and don't go searching for it, people forget. People forget. Like, this is online. This is Katie's online gaming. She can talk about this just so casually. It rolls off her mouth, like it rolls off her tongue. Like, she can say child pornography without the rest of us. Like, we know what that means. We know the heaviness. We know that it's real. We know that there's real victims. They're children. We have instincts that we want to protect children, whether we are their parent or not. Katie doesn't have that for her son. She doesn't recognize pain. She doesn't recognize her own, what she's into. Like, I've never heard anyone scream in the middle of a kitchen that their child, like someone is threatening to R and M my child. You're not protecting your child by screaming that. Your son can fucking hear that. You're traumatizing your son. You're harming him every time you put your head on the pillow and lay next to him in bed because you've got a MRSA infection that you've left since 2020 because it's not your priority. Your addiction is your screen addiction, your addiction to drama, your addiction for public validation, your addiction to Adderall, to getting high, to having that buzz. Alcohol, you can't live without it. Your desk is filled with bottles. We hear you popping wine bottles live. We have seen so much, Katie. And now the 7M lawyers have too. They've seen this. They've seen you just tooting your own horn, acting like you are above everyone. and you made everyone, like, you were like on a live, I downloaded the Onion server, I got the Tor browser, I'm on the dark net, guys, I'm fully surfing it. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it fucking works. If you ended up she's doesn't even understand that uTorrent is a basic, I mean, we all use that. Who didn't? That's how I downloaded Gilmore Girls back in the day. Yeah, I wasted my whole thing for the whole series. But you do what you do. That I used to use uTorrent. What was the other one? What was the original one? Napster. But then Wired. No, I used to use Pirate Bay. Yeah. But yeah, Katie's just never come across file sharing sites. The weird thing is that Josh didn't bother using the uTorrent that's on the dark web. Like, he just used the uTorrent that was on the general one on the normal web, not the dark web. But yeah, that's when you're addiction, when you're fulfilling your addiction, when you're feeding it, you're not thinking rationally. Like, she's feeding off this online drama that's feeding her addiction, that's got control of her mind, because addiction is a brain disease. It overtakes your impulses. It overtakes, it tells you what you want and what you need. And everything else is not prioritized. Like, how do I know this? Like, I've lived it. I've overcome it. I overcame meth addiction without the internet. I can't believe, imagine if I had a YouTube channel when I was addicted to meth. It would be like Katie. Total delusion, godlike, can do anything, nothing will ever, I'll never get in trouble, neglecting everything, even my dog. I had so much guilt over that, but I've done the therapy and I've overcome it, and I can see straight through Katie's lies. And yeah, that's the one thing you just really need to understand, Katie, besides her personality disorder, it's the addiction and the continued addiction, because they've continued it, the generational cycle of addiction. They grew up with it, the Paulsons. Their parents were self-medicating and all that, and then they've passed it on with their son, screen fed him since he was able to sit up and hold the iPad by himself. It's gross. Stop saying this so casually, man. She can't even say the words that she's learnt during Josh Duggar's trial. She learnt that it's CSAM. No, well, yeah, not to use the P word, not prawn, because that is the form of entertainment. That's it's still exploitation just by using that. She doesn't care because she wants the shock value. Stop bringing it up. Stop bringing it up.
Shit I've ever heard.
Oh, fuck, Katie. What you live streamed in November of 2021, I will never unsee or unfeel, or I saw evil in your fucking eyes for the second time that year. Holy shit, it was. 2021 was a rough fucking year, wasn't it? Holy shit. So I'm just doing the math in my head, because January 2021, Survival Day, take 2, I saw evil in her eyes, and as a CSA victim, petrified me. And I had to change my whole channel name and all that. But then I took 3 months off, and then I came back, and then it was wham bam straight in the middle of Gabby Petito and Josh Duggar and what she was doing on that live. Vomit. She petrified me to the point where I couldn't even look at my name without vomiting. It was that bad. But I'm still here because I'm dumb. No, because I'm already here. It's it's like when you have all that Hanson fan stuff knowledge and you don't need it. No, I'm just admitting to my own faults. Okay, Katie, we're coming back to you.
You don't have self-awareness, so you don't know
Right.
what you're into it. Fucking fair.
And those are the kind of people that Katie hangs out with. So I don't really take any stock in what she has to say.
There's enough of this fucking
Why would they
crap.
think that? I don't know. Because I reported on Josh Duggar's crime. Because they're fundamentalists. Because they want to spin a narrative. Because they want to deflect. It's not true. It's the same people that like go after Chrissy Teigen and call her a pedophile. It's not true. You can't reason with people like that.
No one has footage of Chrissy Teigen salivating, smiling, eyes full of glee, demonstrating what JD did to his sister. Because you haven't been trained, because you are led by what you're into, the details, the amount of details that you shared on your lives, not just that one, multiple. And then when people are like, why don't you put a trigger warning on this? Then they're like, people need to know, like, this is true and this is, get past the shock or whatever. No, the trigger warning is not for fucking you. It's for people that have experienced what you're reporting on. They don't want to rock up to an entertainment channel that reports on tea and then straight into details of shit that they are not equipped to handle. You're permanently scarring someone's brain just to get your own gratification. And that's fucking sick. You might not be watching it, but you're living it in your mind, Katie. There's no reason why you would be like wiping saliva. Like your mouth was filling up with saliva because you were enjoying the attention and the details that you were providing. And there's no doubt about it. You can't deny that. Just like you can't deny that you are addicted to Adderall and an alcoholic. You can't deny that. People that have overcome that have lived that, can see it on you. Fuck. And then there's a child that relies on you.
I know. After all I did on the Josh Duggar case, how would they think that? I know. The screen is black because people were complaining about the background I had. Are you ready for a background? Can you handle a background?
Show us your face.
I
Show
can
us
try a
your
different
face,
background color.
you fucking coward. Put your name to your words.
I'll try a different color.
Hmm?
Here we go. Is purple better?
I knew it was going to be fucking purple. I knew.
No face.
I fucking knew.
You would like a nice pink background? Canvas, Renee. Alice, you're going to get blocked because that is nonsense and goodbye.
Do you guys know that Katie is nonsense? I've caught her twice replying on Facebook and not logging out.
Kitty's in the background. Purple is my favorite color. Same with me. Purple is my favorite color too.
Same with Tinky.
Usually I have
Winky.
100 people that want to join the live. Today I've got
Tinky
no
Winky
requests. It's
disappeared.
weird.
Sorry,
you got no
that's
one
me
following,
from
like
the
355.
past.
Purple is
Katie, like this weekend in particular, she just kept going live and I'm, trying to work because it's 9 a.m. in the morning for me. And she's still like going live. She went live until what, like midday or something. And it's recording in my bedroom, but obviously I'm walking in there doing stuff and I'm like, fuck, and you're still going. I can't believe it recorded it. Because purple is my favorite color, okay? And Gilmore Girls is my favorite TV show. So, Katie, it's just weird. It's like we are, I was going to say twins, but you're the one, you're the bad Bart in the attic.
For anyone that's blind to purple.
I love blocking people named Alice and Carrie.
I'm coming online and fucking block
Okay.
you. Wait, I'm coming online
Carrie.
and block you, so watch out. I wish you could hear me. I'm so stoned.
Wasn't Alice her best friend? Imagine if Alice is in there, even though she died, but not the one that Katie was talking to. Now
I feel like you can.
No offense to you, but wackadoodles do have they do.
is that me saying I'm
A
so
lot of other
stoned
creators have
right
been
now?
live for hours today, have they? What is going on? Why is everyone live today?
Because it's going on.
Will I ever cover Lily Jean?
It is. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This must have been towards the end, and I fucking lost the plot.
No,
It's
I will
going
not.
down.
Not interested in her.
Not interested in anyone.
Why are
but
people
the
saying Dan G is on the news tonight talking out? I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Shit talking other creators and basically repeating stuff. That's just weird.
That's why
Conversations with Kay. Oh my god. Oh my.
It's Kay. This is so bad.
Hey,
I mean, from the past.
Kay.
What's going on?
Oh my gosh. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's so good to hear your voice.
Like, I just can't get over Kay giving Katie a platform to further abuse Nat on her stream. Like that. Why? And then now she just still, like, if you're this close, Kay, try to convince her to get help. How can you not see that she's fucking needs help? And a strand test. If you're this close, Kay, just send us one.
Forever.
I know. How are you? Good.
Yeah, just been busy. You know, I own a couple businesses, so it's been busy. Kind of crazy.
Kay do you still have your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I need to go live or something just to keep it. You know, you got to do something every few months or it goes dormant. But yeah, I've been on there probably 4 or 5 months. I don't know.
So Kay's been around for a long time. She's done all kinds of different commentary. And you also don't you do cakes with like
Cotton candy.
cotton candy? Yes.
Yep.
He makes cotton candy cakes.
And gourmet popcorn.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what's been eating up all my time. So I can't have any fun on YouTube, TikTok, nothing.
Well, you were around when all kinds of crazy shit was in the van. Some of those crazy people are still being crazy.
Oh, I know. They're still coming after me, and I don't even go on YouTube. It's crazy.
They need to find friends.
Yeah, they need to find a life. That's what they need.
Yes.
I don't know. Looking at it now, I'm like, how can they still be doing this many years later? I don't know. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I just ignore it.
Yeah, I do too, for the most part. Every once in a while, I have to say something, but I try not to because it's just ridiculous.
What happened to Fancy's live today? I don't know. I only watched like 2 minutes of it and she was calling me all kinds of names. So you haven't been on YouTube for very long. Do you follow the Gypsy case? Do you have thoughts about Gypsy?
Yeah, I have been. You know, here's the thing. I was so shocked when she got out and everybody was like, yay, Gypsy. I've never liked her. I never thought she should get out. Because you know I got an opinion on everything.
Yes.
I never thought she should be out of prison. So I was so shocked when she had like this whole cheering section. And people were just so excited about her getting out. And I was like, what is going on? I was shocked.
Yeah. So I was one of those people that actually was supporting her.
I know. And I was like, what is going on?
I think I was just really manipulated by the documentaries. And I think the creators of these documentaries did a very good job painting her as a victim.
They must have, because see, I watched it back in real time, back when it all happened.
Yeah.
And back then, like, I don't know if it was Dateline or 48, they gave a much more neutral thing, and which showed all the things she did.
Yep.
What she did.
Yep.
Which,
How can you watch, like, not talking about the act, because that wasn't a documentary. I'm talking about Mummy, Dad, and Dearest. With actual footage of Kate. Oh, well, wow, that's Kate. That's going to come. That's going to come out, isn't it? Mummy, Dad, and Dearest. Take 2, Katie's version. Katie doesn't have a mind that works for her own. She's unable to think for herself. All the info she has now is just because she's watched Becca's scoops. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, and you can tell where she's got it from. Either that's like Gypsy Skeptic, where it like I'm part of, or Fancy. Just how can everyone else see through Gypsy but Katie couldn't? Because yeah, well, I put it. Oh my God! Please, brain, stay with me. I'll link it below my video that I released last week, where I showed Katie getting interviewed by Fancy. I'll link that interview as well. And then 2 days later, KRISTY must have contacted her, and because now she's spewing everything that KRISTY had obviously fed her, that Fancy is inexperienced, not to be believed. She's a crazy nutter. And it all started from there. So, you know, maybe I should pay Katie to get her little... my brain's tuning out. I just got to press play.
later ones, and over the years, I noticed they got where they were all about her mom did this, her mom did that, but really didn't go into what she was doing and how sexual she was, and, you know.
Yeah, like, you know, it's interesting. I was talking to the local county prosecutor here, just dealing with some of my own stuff. And he like found out what I did, and so he brought up that he had been involved in a couple of documentaries related to a case that happened in our area, and it's very interesting how the storytellers of these documentaries have narratives that they want, regardless of the truth. So
yeah,
he was.
I just find the ones back then were much more realistic about what really happened versus.
God, you're so dumb. Because it's a documentary doesn't mean it's true. That is false. That's what a documentary wants you to believe, that it's factual information that they're presenting. No, you have to have your fucking head screwed on. Otherwise, you'll be believing everything. I remember I watched this documentary about mermaids. They found mermaids. And for years later, I was like, was that real or not? Like, they really convinced me that they were mermaids. But no, there isn't. I wish there was. Katie, did you watch that one? Maybe we watched the same one and you're still thinking that there are mermaids.
10 years later, they started going easier and easier on her,
Yeah. So there was a case here. This girl named Cheyenne was unalived by a guy that was basically instigated by a girl. And they did an episode on ID Discovery, and then they did an episode on Oxygen. And on the Oxygen one, they made her the victim, right? And they acted like the reason why she was unalived was due to bullying. The documentary completely left out the fact that the entire unaliving was due to methamphetamine.
Oh, wow.
And it was very confusing to those of us that were local, because we were like, this had nothing to do with Mean Girls. This had nothing to do with bullying. This was like a meth house and meth gone wrong.
Yeah. I feel like, though,
Well, maybe the reason they didn't report on it, because ID, they probably would have done it close to when it happened. Maybe there was like a crackdown on the drug houses in that time, or maybe there was a sting that releasing that information would have compromised, or maybe that was just a rumor and they couldn't find certain facts on it. Like, who are you going to believe? ID Discovery or Katie Joy, who lives in the city? I know it's a hard choice. The journalistic values are tough. It's neck and neck.
Now they're doing the same thing with Scott Peterson. Now they doing this show, I guess, a couple days ago. I didn't watch it, but again, I was around when that happened. And I know all the things. I know in my mind, without a doubt, that he killed his wife.
Yes.
Some people are now questioning, I think he's in it. I was like, stop it. Just stop.
Yeah, he definitely didn't. I don't believe he's innocent at all.
No, I don't believe he got a fair trial. So I do think it was good that they redid some of that, because everybody's got to get a fair trial or none of us get one, right? But yeah, he's definitely guilty. But you can see it this week. I haven't watched it, but they're saying that one was real sympathetic and maybe he didn't do it.
They're they're trying to say that there's like no smoking gun. There was so much circumstantial evidence. You don't need him to have like the weapon in his hand.
Yeah, for sure.
He was like literally in his boat in the same place the body was found.
I see, to me, that right there should be everything anybody needs to know, because that can't.
Yeah, the Scott Peterson case was my first true crime case that I ever really got into and started reading all the books. And one of the best books was Blood Brother, and it's by Scott Peterson's sister, who he went to live with, like during the court case or something, I think, because he was on bail. I can't remember, but he was living there, and the house overlooks the lake where he dumped the body and stuff. And like her insight into his behavior during this time, oh my God, it's so interesting. I'll post a link or whatever down below. Can't remember what her name was. And then another book was his mistress, Amber Fry. Yes, her book was so good, because she was working for the cops and then, buttering him up like they're still in a relationship. She was so good. She was so much better than Nicole Kissinger. Oh God. Okay. But one case I'm really looking forward to getting looked over is and there's a documentary coming out, or a movie or something, the Menendez brothers, because I think it's on Netflix. Okay, anyway, let's just get back to this crap. We're almost past the...
Can't happen. That can't be a coincidence.
And while like his wife is quote unquote missing, he's carrying on an affair, and he's saying that his wife passed away.
Yeah, but they're trying to say, maybe, he didn't do it. There was a robbery across the street. That's crazy. No. But I think it's like somebody in this chat said, right now they're going with whatever's going to make them money, clicks and views and all that.
The Innocence Project is really disappointing me with their picking up his case. It's disgusting.
Yeah, but I heard it wasn't the real Innocence Project. There's like 5 different ones, and the one that's helping him is not the like one everybody thinks of.
Okay. Because the one that's helping him is really doing a disservice to the Roca family.
Yeah, I feel so bad for them. Can you imagine having to go through this again? My heart breaks for him.
I know. Sharon, God, I feel so bad. And her brother.
I mean, it's like the Watts family. Look what happened to them on YouTube. Look what happened to him. It was disgusting.
I seriously can't. I was thinking back to Lacey's parents, and I can't picture them because all I can see is Shannon's parents on Dr. Phil, and how they're just so similar. And then wasn't there another case where it was a Scott Peterson as well? Was it Stacy? And he was a cop. How's he doing? Are they in the same? They should be in the same prison. They should be the same cellmates. You know, this is what you're going to look like at my age.
That's why, because I've been in true crime since I was a teenager. So I had started doing some of it on YouTube. And then once I got a glimpse of how bad it was on YouTube, I was like, wait, maybe I don't want to go here.
Oh, God.
It's
The
so bad on
YouTubers were
YouTube.
so off. The YouTubers were so terrible to Shanann Watts.
Yeah, Critical K. I got in it with her so many times.
Did she still get, did she get banned from YouTube?
Yeah, but she keeps getting back on there. But you know, that woman won that lawsuit against her. She got a judgment against her. She'll probably never see the money, but she did win.
Which woman won?
She was the one, I didn't know this case very well, where her son died. And Critical K kept saying it was the mom's fault. And
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That it was, wasn't it like an unalived, like he unalived himself?
I think so. But the mom was real wealthy. And Critical K kept putting lie after lie out there about her. And yeah, she won that lawsuit. I was so happy for her.
Rachel, I think was her name.
Yeah. That's one of the few cases I didn't really get into that one, so I don't really know. I just know Critical K is a liar, so you know, anything she says, if her lips are moving, she's lying.
Didn't she have a bullhorn and like
No, I think that's Bullhorn Betty, another horrible one.
no, she used to have a thing, like she used to have this air horn that she would like squeak.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Her and I didn't even know who she was till the Watts case, and her and I got into it. She'd send all of her people over to my channel trying to get my stuff taken down, and she's horrible.
You guys are almost at 100K.
Woohoo. So what's
I was just going to say, look at, like, no wonder she was so desperate when Kay jumped in, because there's 3 empty spots where there used to be friends, but they have learnt about you, and now you've got no one until the next round come through.
Gypsy doing now? Is she laying low? I haven't seen too much in the last week.
He's like filing false copyright strikes against creators and threatening people.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Here's her friend Bree. Tap, 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 you guys.
what the fuck, Katie? That's you. Oh. Tap, 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 you guys. Who remembers Katie on Periscope? The videos are in my shorts. But yeah, she used to go, keep tapping, Jessie Bear's in the lead. Tap, tap, tap. More hearts, guys, more hearts. Katie, just like your YouTube channel, if you have to beg for it and you have to pay for it, they're not real views. And it's not real success.
That's crazy. That's going to make her a lot of friends.
It is crazy,
Right?
isn't it?
I know. I was trying to explain to people how the worst way to make friends on YouTube is to file copyright strikes.
Yeah. Of course, it's been more common lately. It used to be like when I joined, you didn't do that. You just didn't.
Yeah.
You talked and you tried to work it out with them, but you didn't file strikes, and that way people didn't file them on you.
Yeah, that snort is not a drug snort. Like if you've never snorted drugs, that's not a snort. Like that's it, you know. A drug snort is long and its one nostril is closed off, and I can clearly hear that both her nostrils were open as she, like, instead of getting a tissue, that's what's happening. You know, guys, it's just like, instead of putting weight on stuff, like Katie's been tripping on her words, and people have been like on Twitter, like going, oh, she had another baby. She went to say she's got 2 kids. No, that's adrenaline mixing with her being scattered and trying to get the one up, be the first, and she's being, you know, confronted. It's all running through. She's tripping on her words, and she has been since the beginning of this year, because she's just so drunk, and that staph infection, I swear, has got to her brain. She skips like a CD. And you'll notice, now that I've told you, you'll notice it happens all the time. And then, yeah, so just don't add weight to shit that doesn't need to be, you know, if you think about it, right? Because otherwise you end up going round and round and round in circles and applying way too much energy to shit that doesn't need to be discussed, while Katie's moved on and, you know, you're just getting a headache from that. It reminds me of Unirock trying to prove that the DMs were fake when they weren't, but he just needed that content. He needed to drag everyone up and around the mountains like the shepherd that he thinks he is. And if I hear him say critical thinking and not apply it, you know, with those shoulders, he was so close to having 2 boobs.
Right. You know what I was thinking about with GYPSY is how come she has like 10 million followers on TikTok, but like over on Instagram, she deleted her one page and came back and she hasn't even cracked 1 million. And then on YouTube, she only has 59,000 subscribers.
Well, I think people are probably catching on. That's what I think. Hopefully.
I wonder if she bought followers on TikTok, because someone told me last night that you can buy stuff on TikTok. I would never do that because I'm so paranoid about YouTube has.
You're confessing to buying, like you literally went and looked it up because they advertise it on TikTok. You know, you want to buy some followers? Here you go, pay this much. And you're desperate enough to do that because you're desperate enough to look successful because you don't have the consistency, or like you can't keep up with your posts on TikTok. You don't care enough. It's more about what you're posting rather than the community that you're building or whatever. And if you look at your TikTok, it's fucking pitiful. I mean, God, no wonder you were striking mine. Mine is beautiful compared to yours. Mine is so rich, you know, with a lot of information, no budang, no speculation, because I like facts. And I like visuals. Yeah. Okay. Something that we haven't seen your face in a while, Katie. What's going on? I really wonder what's going on. After that live, she did the IG live where she was in a drunk chair with a hat on. When she wears a hat, she's stoned. You could see that it had spread down to her cheekbone. It's so bad. She's neglecting a MRSA infection, a staph infection that feeds, like, staph for alcoholics is like, that's their infection of choice. Like, because they can't stop drinking and alcohol feeds the staph infection. The staph infection feeds off the alcohol. I know, guys, she's drinking herself into, I don't know, eyebrow pronunciation forever. Not pronunciation. What's the word? Cliffhanger?
Such strict rules about that.
Well, do you see they passed that new law this week about if you're buying followers, you can't like sell anything on your page? You know, all these people sell stuff, especially on TikTok. So they passed a law now that if you're selling anything on your page, you cannot buy followers.
What law was that?
Just got passed a couple days ago. Everybody on TikTok's been talking about it. Because, you know, they do that to make people think they're.
Oh, cat got your tongue, Katie? Googling the law, are you? Because I see you got your subscription now, $4.95 a month to get probably nothing, just like her Patreon account.
Real popular when they're not and get people to buy stuff.
Yeah. But GYPSY got like 10 million overnight.
Yeah, there's no way.
Because GYPSY was building up her platform when she was in prison. Who was it that used to run it? I can't remember her name. Amy? No, but it could have been because there's a lot of, you know, it probably is Amy. No. But yeah, so she would tell them what to post and that would post on her Instagram. So that's where all her followers come from. So it's not, you know, Katie, when you came over to YouTube and you had all your Pathos followers, a bit like that, tiny bit like that, but, you know, different levels of success. Yeah, Jessie Bear. I've got Jessie Bear's tutorial that she recorded that Katie like messed up. I'll link it below. You know, Katie didn't want to post Jessie Bear's makeup tutorial on her channel. So she was doing everything not to do it, like delaying it. And then she's editing it on Periscope or whatever. And she's like, oh my God, it won't play now. Oh, it's unreadable. Fuck off. Just because someone is teaching you how to do makeup so much better than what you're doing. It really shut her down, didn't it, Captain? She was like, oh. Let's see how long say something.
I don't feel like it was authentic.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like, how does she have more followers than Kim Kardashian?
Yeah. That costs a lot of money, though. Hey, Kleenex, is that an FTC law? Did you see it, too? I'm surprised, like, I'm the only one that saw this week. It's been in all the news.
I don't buy God. YouTube has a rule about buying followers. And, like, you can actually get hit with negative engagement and have your ad revenue taken away.
Yeah.
If you do that on YouTube. So I've never
I've got another post. I've got to link it where she talks about buying subs, and you have to watch her face, because when she says it, like, her body contradicts what she says. Like, her body tells the truth and her mouth lies. But did she say I buy or I don't buy? But why talk about it? You obviously want to talk about it because you want everyone to know that you don't, when we know you do.
Week. It's been in all the news.
I don't buy God. YouTube has a rule about buying followers. And, like, you can actually get hit with negative engagement and have your ad revenue taken away.
Yeah.
If you do that on YouTube. So I've never even thought that people did that. And then yesterday, people on here were like, yeah, people on TikTok buy their followers all the time.
Yeah, I think it's more common here. But even YouTube, I thought was so weird, because when I was on there more often, I was up to like 5,500. And then all of a sudden overnight, it went to like 4,500. So
But you can also buy accounts like that, so what happened to Katie's account, right? Like she legit got hacked because she clicked a phishing link. And I'd seen this go around and happen to other creators, like Annie, 10 to Life, it happened to, and a few of my other creators lost it. They weren't as quick as Annie. She was quick. She got it back. But that was her YouTube channel. But yeah, Facebook, as soon as Katie said that she clicked a link in her email, I was like, oh my God, you fucking dumb bitch. And so the people that steal the accounts come in, they take over an account, and then they sell that account onto someone because it's got all those followers. So people buy accounts now with already established followers, instead of, I think that's the way they fly under the radar, because there's no receipts, no data stored of like you actually purchasing an app that's like connected to the thing. And the way you can see like what brought followers and bought likes. No, just followers, comments. They're never about the video. They're always just like a love heart or like keep, just general. It's never about the video. And Katie has heaps of them. I swear, Katie just gets on there and is her own, like, she gets on there to push her narrative and reply to people as her stocks.
did support with YouTube. I was like, what is going on? And they were like, well, we were cleaning out bot accounts. You had that many bot accounts. I was like, how on earth would I have 1,000 bot accounts? That was crazy to me.
I can't understand why you would want to buy followers, because they don't add anything to your page.
No.
Whatsoever.
No, people can usually tell, because if you have 10 million followers, you should have a lot of comments, likes. So if your engagement doesn't match, people are like, oh, they're buying.
Katie's YouTube engagement never does. Like, it never does. She gets minuscule amount of engagement compared to.
No one here knows anything about Dan Glidewell doing anything. Okay, guys? I always think it's like, it can be slightly frustrating when like rumors from one platform come into my page where I have nothing to offer about that.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know why he would speak out. He wasn't involved in the case. There's no reason for him to speak out.
Apparently, Katie doxed him. I think Renelle goes over it in a video. I'll link it below if you haven't seen it.
So whose baby do you all think GYPSY's having? Let's take a vote.
It's KRISTY's baby.
Or is she even pregnant? Just kidding.
She is pregnant. They did figure that out.
I'm just feeling ornery tonight.
People said Ryan's.
Oh, most of them are saying Ryan.
It's Bree's baby.
I have just a strong opinion that she's bullshitting, that she's lying, that she's role playing. She's trying to hit every milestone in life that she missed out on during prison. She got fear of missing out and done it all in 7 months. But yeah, I just think it's a cover. I think it's a way to make money. I think it's a scam. I think she's using AI images. Someone on TikTok brought up a scan of 16 weeks and the baby was a lot bigger or smaller compared to what she did. I don't know. There's a lot. I haven't gone down the rabbit hole, but just from my, like, I'll link my video where I caught out a role-playing behavior as she's listening to the heartbeat of the baby. And she's an expert, first-time mum, but she's an expert just like Katie Joy. But Gypsy is so much smarter, in my opinion, than Katie. Because I don't think Gypsy's hard on the, like, her brain hasn't been as stunted as Katie's. Like, Katie has inflicted it on herself or her, like, substance abuse, whereas, like, Gypsy was playing a role. Okay, look, we're so near the end and my brain just wants to...
Bar guy, says Jesse. Can you believe Jesse's still around? Do you remember Jesse Bear? My longtime
Oh my
moderator.
gosh! Wow.
I know.
Yeah,
Jesse's
long
been-
friendships don't usually last
Oh,
around this
Jesse,
stuff.
what are you doing?
Jesse and Scarlett have been with me since 2018.
That's crazy.
I know.
Hey, Jesse Bear.
I don't go live very much, so they don't really have like very busy jobs.
What happened to my friend who makes quilts? And I was going to order a cactus quilt. What was her name? Too much brain power.
Yeah, I've seen you go live more on TikTok than you do on YouTube, huh?
Yeah. Oh, Broanna. We were calling Bree Broanna last night.
Don't you make more money on YouTube going live though?
Yes. But TikTok is fun. It's more interactive.
True. Yeah, it's easier too.
It is easier. It's way easier. Like with YouTube, I got to like set up the whole thing. And
I'm surprised YouTube hasn't upgraded. It's still such a pain. You got to, unless you pay for StreamYard, then it's a little bit easier, but it's still not great to add. Like here, you can just have people come in. You know.
I know it's so much easier. I mean, diamonds are like 0.01 cent. So like, Ray put up a poll. So far, you got 50 seconds left. It's who's the baby daddy, Ryan, Ken, or not pregnant? Upper left corner. Everyone vote.
Where is it? I can't see it. I didn't even know you could do a poll on here.
I want to vote, but I can't.
Red for
because this
Ken,
is
blue
not-
for Christy's a fucking bitch. That's what. Have you
I
seen
want to
Oscar?
interact, Katie.
He does imitations of Ryan. Oh my god, he is so hilarious.
I don't think I've seen him.
Someone said blue. Fritz said I voted.
Yeah, I can't see the poll either, Star. What are they talking about? Now I'm mad because
It's
I
not a
can't see it.
TikTok law. It's about buying followers. It's a all across the board. I know. I like when he draws on his like mustache or the beard. And yeah. Okay. The poll is done. The results are in. 65% of you think Brian's the baby daddy. 20.45 think it's Ken, and 13.64 think she's not pregnant. I have fear for that baby.
What I was talking about is not a TikTok law. It's a law, just a law
Yeah.
for
Pixie, bring me back my vape. Okay, the funniest thing that Oscar said is, Pixie, bring me back my vape. I'm sorry, Pixie's been hanging out with Gypsy too much, and now she's into crime. Now she's into crimes. Oh, she abandoned Pixie, just like she was nothing. What's gonna happen when she gets bored with the baby?
I can't even imagine her mothering a baby.
Yeah,
I can't.
I can't either.
And the sad thing is it's generational because they said her mom's grandma did it to her mom, and let's just hope the generational thing gets broken.
Right now, someone said, I can't tell if you're exposing her, if you're making fun of theories. We're not doing either. Right now, we're talking about Oscar. He does TikToks about Brian. They're hilarious. And we're talking about Pixie. And he said, Pixie, give me back my vape. Pixie's been hanging around with Gypsy too much lately, and now she's into crimes. I know, he's so funny. It's okay, JJ. It's okay. Oh, Julie's watching. He is so funny. He was also talking about the dog is mad at Ryan. Oh my god. And he's like, "This is my sweat towel, my gypsy. Oscar, what's the last name? What's the last name? The sweat towel always gets bigger. Yeah. Oscar something. Starts with an M.
She's still living at home at her dad's house, right?
What? How did I get a violation for flagged for harassment?
Somebody's just going after you.
Because of the words that you use. How many times do you want to be told? Like, people let you know, don't say that word, say like prawn and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, sorry. And they're like, no, you should, it's your channel, do what you want, but you're going to get a violation because what she's saying is, oh, I love that for you, Katie. I had a silent moment for you because I just really want to celebrate that for you. Katie's not here on his sock account. I'd be able to tell. It's just us. Katie doesn't have time. What time is it there for her now? Midday? Yeah, she's heading for like the bottle.
All right, I gotta go.
Bye.
I'll be back later once I've gone to the toilet, dropped off some friends at the pool, and then I'll be back for another round of nothing. We learn nothing every time. I've never learned any new information from Katie about GYPSY from Katie. Like, she repeats information that I've already come across and claims it as her own and acts smart, but then she's unable to delve deep into that topic because she's so surface level and doesn't care about the depth. She just cares about everyone believing that that information came from her. Katie, you're such a sorry. Like, get a diary. Make a video diary. And then you can slot it under like Toad's store and he'll just like push it back. I don't care. No one cares. Even at the end of her survival day tape, which I redid because I've been like redoing my videos as I've been posting them on TikTok. I've been like editing them and then so sharing them again on the channel. Because the survival day tapes is just way too good to not post again. But yeah, the end of that, her husband just walks in, like Toad just walks in, like starts using the toaster, using chips, turns the TV up real loud, like, and she's just like crying about the day my son almost died. He's not there rubbing her shoulders, reassuring her, making sure she's okay. I mean, God, he's the one that like V stopped breathing in his arms. Katie was always already back to work. She just wants the story when it's not her. It's like, imagine what retelling the story where he almost died does to Toad, does to her son. She doesn't care. She wants that pity party. Bitch, fuck off. You are so cold, disconnected. And then in that live, she yells at Susan because Susan's pity party story, which wasn't, Katie viewed it that way, trumped hers because Susan's daughter passed away. And Katie says her story like her son, like you would assume her son passed away. Because why else have you not dealt with it? Because your son's living and you not dealing with it and going therapy is affecting your son. Your drinking is affecting your son. Your substance abuse is affecting your son. Your online screen addiction is affecting your son. And every time, Katie, you lay your head down on your pillow next to your bed, I mean, I wish. I wish you were in the cages and the cats were in the bed. I'll link Katie's bedroom. There's going to be a whole truckload. Basically, I'll link my whole channel, but Katie's bedroom that she forces her son to sleep in. He's 12 in October. Man, I'm so scared because I feel like, yeah. Okay, well, on my channel at the moment, I'm going through Katie's old posts from January this year. Well, since GYPSY was released from prison, so like December last year to July, where Katie finally flipped her final flip. And yeah, I'm going over them again and giving them individual videos so they can stand alone in their spotlight, so we can just remind everyone, this is what Katie used to be. This is who she was. Don't believe what she says, because she's only pretending to be the go-to. I mean, she got replaced by Brie. No, Brie. Is it Brie or Bri? So close to being my friend's name. Like, is it Brie Cheese? Bri Cheese? Is it Brie? No, it's Brie. Is it? Oh, because it's short for Brianna, is it? Did I just dox her? No, but Katie did. She is always late to the party. And we learnt that with, oh no, his name's not Kentucky. He's like, what was that guy's name? Around the time with the Shane Dawson, Constable, what was the other channel called that got in the mix? That Katie took what he said as fact. Yeah, see, why, obviously I don't need those memories anymore. You know, there's too much going on now. I want to end this. Like, I don't want to be here next year. I don't want to cover Katie anymore. So from August to November 25, when she's got her court appearance. Stupid brain. Her court appearance in the 7M lawsuit. So from now till November, I want to be kind of, let's all work together. Let's do like a Cactus mission or Cactus crusade or something. And instead of following Katie around and covering what she's doing, let's just tell everyone who she is. Like the viewers that called out GYPSY and follow GYPSY, they're the eyes I want on my videos, because I want to spread awareness. There's a child that's about to turn 12. He's been put on a feeding tube that does not benefit him. It only benefits his mum, who has substance abuse issues and won't go get sober for him. She doesn't have the patience to sit there for 3 hours waiting for her prem child to eat. And then the whole feeding tube, I'll link that playlist down below, is a whole other horror story. Yeah, next week on my channel, I think eventually, not eventually, I'm going to go over finally the body cam audio that I attempted to do a live on and it didn't work out. Just technical issues on my end. And then, yeah, we'll talk about Katie's son and how I disagree with what people are doing online. Because it comes down to, again, people forgetting that these are humans, that this is a child. His mum might have exploited his privacy, but we shouldn't. I mean, fuck, if you're going to add to the pile, respect his privacy. Give him the rights that his mum has taken away. And if what you're sharing is going to cause more harm than good, like, don't share it. There's people out there that are just poking at the bear, poking Katie, because she's their entertainment. They want this to continue. Without Katie, they got nothing else. But I could walk away from my channel tomorrow and know that my videos will eventually say whatever I wanted to be said. But I'm not like out here sharing fucking videos of uncensored photos of her family for what? Violating their privacy for what? To get a jab at Katie? Imagine if that was your family. Imagine if that was your child. Imagine if that was your grandchild. Because that's what they've done. Katie's family have cut her off for protection of the next generation, protecting her nieces and nephews from the narcissistic abuse that they had to deal with, from the lies that she continues. The reason she moved to Hanover, in my opinion, is because they all started questioning whether she's doing what's right for her son or her. They should have asked her at the beginning of her pregnancy. Because Katie, like, fuck, you know, it's just, Katie should never have had a child. She didn't want a child. She doesn't have maternal instincts. We've seen that. She doesn't want to protect her child. She uses her child as a shield. She shows us how she's not protecting her child. She shows us how she's harming her child because she's got no self-awareness. So whatever she shares with us, with her narrative, that's not the truth. We have eyes, we have working minds, and we have Google. Don't trust what Katie says. Go and do research for yourself, and don't speculate about like shit you don't know. Like all of my videos on Katie's son, like I don't talk about him until I'm sure of what I'm talking about. And I do have to correct a few things when we go back, but that's you learn as you grow. I've learned so much about the pituitary gland. And I think because I'm really interested in that anyway, like I'm interested in the brain. So I'm interested in like researching medical journals and psych journals. That's all what I do for fun. Like my bookshelf, it's all non-fiction. I have very little fiction, like maybe 10 books that are fiction. But that's what I love, because I love to feed my brain and I love to learn. And like Katie doesn't know about her son. She doesn't care enough to do the research to find out. But then I care enough to research and find out. And then I found out, like, then the mirror was looking back at me, because I totally forget, because my mum doesn't tell me every day, but I totally forget that I was born prem and I had a lot of the developmental issues that V has. One sec. And like even the pictures of V with his gut sticking out and the skinny legs, like that's why my dad calls me chicken. That's due to spina bifida. From my waist down, like I don't have muscle tone. V doesn't either. So you don't have the muscles to hold your gut in. And also he was born at 5 weeks prem. I was born at 8. And from what I'm like, this is just my life. I've just been researching, trying to figure out my body and my mind and everything. But yeah, the digestive system is developed first in the first few weeks of pregnancy, but then it's not activated until the last 5 weeks when the stomach cells are developed, and they are the cells that break down the food and absorb the nutrients that you need and, you know, help food to be digested. But if you don't have that, you end up with gastroparesis, and that's what I have. Delayed emptying of the stomach. Katie's son has it too. But she says that that's the reason he has the feeding tube, but I'm proof you don't need the feeding tube. And I'm also know that every mum out there does whatever for their child not to be on a feeding tube. V went on the feeding tube mainly to get strong for his heart surgery in 2018. But then, you know, and that's why he had the wheelchair as well. And then he didn't need it from then on, but Katie continued it because she enjoyed the attention she got from the more medical supplies he had. The more extreme she made him out to seem, the more pity she got, or, you know, was able to play it. But he's not as sick as she says he is. And she focuses on the negatives. And yeah, this child has grown up in that. He's grown up with her telling him that he might not make it to be an adult. Like the stuff she wrote in her articles, I'll link the playlist below, but old Without a Crystal Ball articles that I should rename it the Dear Mummy Dearest diaries, because they are cold. They're like so, like reading them without vocalizing them is so different. When I record them, I literally can't say those words because I'm like, how did a mum even write that down? How am I going to say that? And like some of the articles, my brain just refuses to read sentences, so it skips over. But yeah, one of the sentences that like was about her complaining that she would be the mum in the grocery store walking around with her special needs adult son and everyone's staring at her. Like, what the fuck? Why would you eat like she's all about how, like a narcissist, it reflects on her. So if she can't take his story and exaggerate it for her benefit, then it's just going to make her look bad because she's going to be caught out for what she is. She's fucking evil. Katie, you can't strike my channel anymore, and you probably got a little email letting you know that you're being investigated internally by YouTube. Yeah, I set that in motion. Yeah, I got in contact. I got on the phone from down under. I know. They have phones down here. Yes, we keep them in the kangaroo pouch. Nice and gooey. Katie, I hope you never come to Australia. I can imagine. Oh my God, she needs to take her son on a vacation before anything else. Oh, you were who was a camp counselor? Katie was a camp counselor too. But I don't think in that way. Like, I think it was just like volunteering. I don't know how it works. Do you reckon they ever sent Katie to summer camp because they couldn't handle having her in the house for summer? Oh. Oh, yeah, exactly. And they are, like, especially, like TK says, to this day, she shows his medical supplies like it's a trophy. That TikTok where she went through the demo, opening them all, just so enthusiastic. But, like, she's just so enthusiastic, but just so unaware of how that makes her look. Because she doesn't care about her son, but she cares about the equipment more than her son. Oh, it's so scary. Okay, I'm going to depart. But yeah, next week, I'm going to be going over the body cam audio and police reports that Nene released earlier this year. Eventually, finally. Whatever Katie's up to, I don't care. Seems to be pretty slow moving over there anyway. I'm going to make a video on Robin's bedroom versus Katie's bedroom. Okay, because we are talking character, personality versus bland. I'm too addicted to everything else than to like Katie's the kind of person that has photo frames with the little insert thing still in it because like she needs to frame something. We've seen her bedroom. Oh my God, like just today, Susie, legit, I've just been getting so distracted and time has just been going by and I'm like, holy shit, like I haven't done what I'm meant to be doing. I'm not doing what I'm meant to be doing and I don't want to do what I'm meant to be doing. It's like the worst thing about like living alone. I got no one to tell me that I can't do anything. No one to tell me that I can't, go meet my mates at 3 a.m. because they just finished work and they want to like talk. I'm really finding some cool diners at 3 a.m. in the morning. It's a perfect time to go out. No one's around. And then I'll take my mic and interview all the drunk people. I'm actually going to do that. Okay, Katie, don't. I think you should. Yes. My brain is totally just throwing random words out. Guys, give this video a like, share it, replay crew, comment below. If I missed your comment in chat, because I feel like I kind of went into survival mode tonight and I kind of ignored chat, put my blinkers on, head down, get me out of here. But, just mainly for Katie, not you guys. Oh, Renelle, you've come right in at the end. It's always good to have a good, you can go off with a bang. Love it when you just like everyone sneaks in. Oh, I missed it. You did. It's okay. I'm better in replay. I'm not as annoying. Oh, Renelle, I still need to check my DMs. Also, guys, if you have messaged me over the past 2 years, I've been going through my own shit, and that, like, I've disconnected from DMs, and I don't know how to go back into, like, it's just very weird. I've been going through my own experiencing being the victim. I know, my God, of narcissistic abuse myself, which has totally opened my eyes to Katie. I see it all way more clearly now because it's happened to me. But yeah, I think I'm stronger now than I was 2 years ago. And yeah, I've had to cut my family out and my nieces and that. But for now, making sacrifices until, eventually, I'm like, how I can't figure out how people can't see my point of view. It's very hard to deal with narcissists. They only see one point of view, unable to see the bigger picture or the butterfly effect or the ripple, and because that's also really applies to what you guys post about Katie. It has a ripple effect. It doesn't, if you're just getting it in for a jab at Katie, the long-term effect of that is it's going to affect her son and her son's future that he deserves, not tainted by his mum's actions that now people online are also repeating because they have become what they cover. And I just think of that, Liquid Terminator. What was his name? Did he have a name? We should call him Rob. Like, what was his name? No, what was Terminator 1's name? Not Arnold. Did they have names? Oh, no, they just had, like, serial numbers, didn't they? Yeah. How come they didn't just, that's Bob, that's Bruce? Oh, Renelle, hopefully I'll catch you in one of my lives next week. If my channel's still here. But yeah, follow my backup channel at It's Crystal Bill, and that handle is me on Instagram and TikTok as well, and X. Just not this channel. But yeah. Thanks, guys. It was so good seeing you. Thanks, Captain. Susie, give your pugs a hug for me. They're probably going nuts. There's something going on with the moon. I don't know. It's a good day to get distracted. Oh, and I don't cover Katie on the weekends. It's my mental break from her. But yeah, I've been watching a ton of movies, and I might cover them on my other channel for anyone that wants to also tune out. It's really good because you come back on Monday and you're like, I feel refreshed for bullshit. Give it to me. Oh, T1. Do you actually know, Susie? I love Terminator. Okay, guys. Take care, and I will see you next week.